Jacob told me he was vlogging the news on national flour mills increasing by 49% and suggesting that, you know, the price in supermarkets increase by 28 is what I believe I read. To be honest, I think it's all good in the sense that, you know, flour is not really supposed to be a staple of your diet. So hopefully people start to look for alternative means. You know, you could do some oats, sago cereal. I'm not sure if Crick's made with flour. Probably it is, you know, a biscuit, but you could, yeah, you have to, at this point in time, basically what they're showing is that you have to switch up your eating, with even with the stuff in the grocery, you know. So I guess that's just my take on it. So let's know on the flour honestly and see what are some of the alternatives. I know there's like cauliflower where you could use to make into like actual flour. I'm not sure how expensive that is. Yeah, but here that's on our boost that it's necessary. I'm not sure, but it's have alternatives and things you could use. You know, you could try and get creative and, you know, become budget friendly with your I know it's mostly breakfast. People who like the doubles and the this and the that, so I got to all the truth all the they get paid by doubles.
You see, one of the things is that people so accustomed with buying breakfast and them kind of thing too. People so accustomed with buying breakfast that this is going to be a big hit, and then this week too is when we hear all the increases with maxi fares for the sugarness and them
always doing that shit though. I kind of fed up on them with that bullshit. I'm sorry for saying it like that, but that is exactly what it is. It's nothing else other than BS, because all they don't need to be increasing at every opportunity. Them taxi drivers.
That one was no first for the sugarness maxis.
Well, sugarness maxis.
Yeah.
What about the taxis?
Nah, the taxis are still the same thing.
No, it have a group of taxi men or taxi association. I'm not sure which route, but every opportunity they get is to increase the fare, and that to me is total BS. Because at the end of the day, you're still getting people to travel with you. So you just, and then they might want to say, well, gas has nothing to do with it though, because they're doing it ever since. Long before this whole gas problem ever occurred, that's what they're doing. I just can't remember the division, but I know it's have a group of men that is be doing it. I think it should go on us.
Like, my greatest tip to anyone is, and I tell you this about 4 or 5 years now. Every day, eat something different. Eat something different every day. If it's bread and something different, let that be a start. If bread is so much in your diet, peanut butter one day, jam the next day, egg, pancake.
Yeah, and then you could do, you know, other things. It's probably a good too, you know. People will start planting the little vegetable. And I really think, honestly, like, we could become our brother's keeper in the sense that, okay, so you plant premium mixer over there. Anyway, just passing a plant shop. I think we should start, I don't know, I just saying, to become our brother's keeper in the sense that, okay, like you say, I plant potato, you plant like callaloo, and you know, we go like that, and then we start to trade off with one another. I mean, it could be hard on the farmers and them and whatever, but this is what we gotta start to do, because it's not supposed to be hard for you to eat. Like, let me be real, food is in abundance. America just be wasting tons of food. Why we have to be...
You see how people just going for the mango tree down here?
No, well, yeah, that was it. I'm not sure you know if thing, but if you could find a circle or a group of people that are willing to be that way with you, then do that, because this is not it. I telling you, this is not it.
And it always had a like item orders higher, like one day, like one day this affordable, the next day not affordable. Like I was telling Nich, one of the things I was surprised to see recently was 3 boxes of Kraft mac and cheese for $19. When I saw that, I was surprised, because before, if you get 2 for 20, you get plenty. Because Kraft is an expensive brand, but all your belly is your belly. We have to figure it out. We have to figure it out what we're going to do.
Yeah.
And that's why I even tell you in the future we'll be doing more videos on that.
To be honest, like when these kind of things happen, the only thing I actually be studying is like my kids. I'm wondering now, if this is what we are facing at this point in time, 20 years from now, what gonna be? Because most likely things not gonna get better. We would hope that it would, so that, you know, they don't have to go through this. But what if my children and them start to pay like $100 for a bread, dog?
What gonna happen? I remember when bread raised to $7 when I was small, a sandwich loaf. But remember that our doubles was $2. A sandwich loaf raised to 7, and then $7.50. Oh, ting. Look at the price of a sandwich now, $15. So if it's $15 today, and we know flour price will raise, God knows if it go cross $18, $20 for one. Because you know all them fancy one with wheat and thing on it is more money. So we know 10 years from now our bread will cost $40. And all you ever watch in America, bread is something dog cheap. A sandwich loaf is under $1. You get about 50 of them wraps and thing to make tacos, and the thing with us buy a gyro with all them things is big thing for less than $1. 50, 100 again for less than $1. Why Trinidad so? And we making it. It's not supposed to be that way.
I mean, I know, and this is another thing too, the government have to find a way to stop being so self-sufficient on the entities or countries out there, because now they're using the war in Ukraine as an excuse. And this is something that I hate genuinely, that as soon as, you know, something affects the world out there, because our economy, look at that mission. Oh God, all this here. Hey, because our economy is so dependent on the world's resources, anytime something is to happen, we just catch our ass. And yes, we small, but we could find a way. We could try to develop our agricultural sector. We could try to develop like our poultry. I can't remember what it is called, but when I say poultry thing, I mean, like, you know, growing chickens, the cows, goats, and them kind of thing. We could like start to do that. You understand? How actually have farms of those things. I mean, it have enough. You just do some odd things when you drive, and I don't know.
I realize she trying to come out, and she not even acknowledging or trying to let drivers know she trying to come out, and it have a hazard right here. So better I give her the chance. You see? She lights, she reverse lights, none of them things not even with her.
Yeah, anyway. So yeah, we could I mean, the thing will happen overnight, and I understand that. And I also understand that, you know, they go talk about the money and this and that, whatever. But those are sectors that obviously,
you know, the camera there.
Those are the sectors obviously in which we need to develop, because we reached a point where it is we had to get aid from the UN to eat. Like, I mean, it might be someone like, oh, you think, blah, 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 but I always think worst case now, but if things keep plummeting the way they are plummeting right now, honestly and truly, what will be our predicament in the next 10 years, the next 20 years, 30 years? What our children will be facing, and what our children will be facing.
Because right now,
and that, especially if we remain dependent on the countries of the world. Like, we had to come out of it. We had to find some way to lessen the wonder because it's not serving us any purpose.
Right now, our biggest struggle is housing and food. So far, that's for our children when they get big.
Right? They can't eat and you have no way to sleep.
Exactly. What we gonna do? We honestly speaking, like I just tell people, my children and them had to learn trade. They had to do a business where they can run from home, a doctor's office, a parlor sewing and stitching thing, some kind of thing, because we really going like what your life is for we and we's adults. And then 2% they want to offer you. 4%.
And what I think too, honestly, that okay, even if but then too, and the thing is that everybody's studying, or the corporations and the businessmen only studying their pocket, but they ain't studying that you only thinking about your pocket will eventually cause like a backlash onto society, in the sense that okay, some people have an issue with the government workers wanting an increase in 14%. But if they don't get the increase in 40%, why the government don't offer, like some sort of allowance? Okay, so like for grocery and thing and whatsoever, and even in the private sector as well, right? Like this 17.50 or 18.50 or whatever it is to the $22 that is minimum wage. That money is shit on it. Oh God, I'm sorry for talking like that, but that money ain't doing nothing. Because when you check your time, you work your 40-hour week, and then after you work your 40-hour week, you still have to get taxed. Wait till you really taking home at the end of the month, or wait till you taking home at the end of a fortnight. It's nothing to take, and the majority of the working class, right, falls into that bracket, and they still have to send their children to school. They still have to buy groceries. Some may still have to travel. Their children may have to travel if they're going, separate locations, or dependent on where the school is, and all these type of things. Like, the cost of living a little too high for like your basic needs and necessities in Trinidad. It's a bit much now, but I don't agree with it at all. And everybody trying to say it's a PNM thing and a PNM thing. This started before the PNM. This started back in like the yesteryears of the previous fathers of the nation. I would say in a kind of way that, and I know this real often, going like real off topic, but it just shows you that what the Bible says is true. The sins of the father will fall onto the child, because Patrick did try to diversify our economy when he was trying to do the smelter plant, or what was he trying to do? The smelter, right? And they did warn, like, and people didn't take the warning seriously, about our oil, the petroleum and thing not sustaining us so much longer. They were no, the oil didn't go run out and this and that and blah 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 blah. But now we just in shit street. Basically, it's just a whole heap of, I don't even know how to call it, just a whole heap of nonsense, and nobody trying to make investments so that we could no longer, or that we will eventually, come out of this foolishness. Because whatever PNM do, when UNC go in power, they going on and do it, and vice versa. If PNM win, whatever UNC do, them going on and do it. And how that pushing anybody forward? All they're doing is whoever get paid for whatever it is they do, make money, and then the money become null and void, because the population in benefit from whatever the money was spent on. So like, come on now, man, all they playing like, not even take that, all they playing preschool game though, what they doing like a fully in kindergarten down, and it's just real foolishness. But it's just my take on it. As I say, when I look at something, I wouldn't just look at it for what it try to say, well, okay, if try and learn from the past on what you could probably expect, unless you know they pull out a lucky 7 and the lucky 7 is able to change things around for the country. But I am a pessimist. I don't see that. Just say.
Well, you realize we're going there, right? This was supposed to be inserted in the weekly vlog that we're making, and let's do a whole vlog. So I'm going to be posting this separately and just put snippets of this in the